My name is Dr. Nadine Zacharias. I am a graduate of the University of Ballarat. I did my PhD through the School of Business and graduated in 2008. I see the PhD first and foremost as a journey, as a professional journey as well as a personal journey. I attended the university as a master's student, and out of my master's research came the proposal for the PhD. So I think none of us ever gets up and decides to do a PhD. There's always a story before that, and none of us ever packs up to live halfway around the globe. There's a story to that too. And the PhD for me was just the vehicle to do it. In Ballarat, I met some really good people. I had very supportive supervisors. I had a very international crowd of fellow postgrad students who really made the journey worthwhile. One of the things about studying in Ballarat and at the University of Ballarat is that it's big enough to have all the infrastructure and all the resources, but it's also small enough to have community. And I think that was one of the big differences for me while I studied here. A PhD tells a story. It tells the story of a scientific problem and scientific inquiry, but it's also often accompanied by a very personal story, and that's a story of growth and of transformation and of taking your life and your thinking into quite a different direction. The perks of doing a PhD, it's very flexible. You're largely self-motivated, you're largely self-directed in your work and in your inquiry. You're guided by your supervisors, but yeah, it's a very flexible way of life and a very flexible way of working, and 9 to 5 in comparison feels increasingly like a straitjacket. I had a vibrant postgraduate community here. We organised conferences, we did study trips, international cooking parties, you name it. So there's lots of stuff to get involved and to really get the most out of the PhD experience. I decided to take a slightly different tack and apply my learnings and my research in a much more direct way than I felt I could do in an academic role, and I became an equity practitioner. So what that means is it's one of those jobs that you don't know exists. So I'm a project manager in an equity and diversity unit in a university, and for me it's really the opportunity to combine the best of both worlds, because I still can do research, but I also manage very applied projects that make a difference more directly to the lives of students and staff. So what I want to say to you is that if you're contemplating a PhD, you don't have to be or want to become an academic to do it. It's really a proxy for a whole set of skills and experiences that you acquire while you're doing the PhD. That's quite sought after in the wider labour market, and there's so many opportunities that you can look into once you've done the PhD. So even if the academic lifestyle isn't for you, you can still put that qualification to very good use.